I need a long
Welcome,
breath today.
beautiful people. We're here. Where else would we be?
I'm Maria, and this is Christian.
And today we are reading lesson 3 of the Course in Miracles.
Course in Miracles workbook lessons.
And then we, as always, we don't, read the whole thing. We just read the headline. We make it very quick and easy for you guys, and just talk about our life and how we apply it and how it kind of like helps us to navigate this fantabulous world that we live in. All right, lesson 3. I do not understand anything I see in this room, on this street, from this window, in this place.
Let's read into that. I'm being a little funny about it, but just this world, right? It's really something. At the same time,
it's a good one.
Yeah, I just feel that this lesson is so helpful, and all the lessons just are basically repeating the same thing, which is letting go of judgments and letting go of meanings of things, and getting out of our way of what we think things are, our values, our beliefs, so we can allow Spirit in to give us a new interpretation, a new perception, because we think we know everything. We think we know it all, and then when we think we know it all, then we get into trouble, and then we feel like what? We feel like
Caca.
caca. Yes, we feel like caca. So what this reminded me of is just so powerful and refreshing to know that I can walk in this world every day, and I could have change by changing my mind and the interpretations that I give things in my everyday life. It could be from a pan that falls on my toe, to having a discussion with Christian, or to having a moment with my son that disturbs my peace.
Or Christian being gone for 5 hours playing card games.
Yeah, he just got back. We're filming this very late because he was playing card games for 5 hours across the street, the neighbors. And I'm like, what are you doing? So yeah.
Being a child again.
Yes, being a child. You know what? I'm happy you had a good time. And look, we're still filming the lesson. So this is going to be it, guys. We're going to be, it's 365 days, of this. And I don't even know what it looks like. Oh my goodness. But it's day 3 and we're still here. Right? It's a good thing.
I'll ask you after day 300.
Oh my goodness. I'm filled with wonder, guys. That's the beauty of all this. But
so how do you apply this in your daily life? Tell me.
Well, what comes to me is basically a personal story that happened when I went to Mexico, which you know how I went for 11 days to Mexico, and I had 6 different events, and I was very in a non-judgmental state of I don't know anything. I really didn't know anything, and you knew I didn't know where I was staying. In those 6 cities, I didn't really know anybody, just the organizers I had talked to on WhatsApp. And I had 6 book events of Live Your Happy, and it was just, I remember applying this in my life at that time because I was allowing Spirit to move me, and I was filled with wonder, and I was shown the way, and the people were beautiful, and the places I stayed every place was different, and everything worked out. Remember how I would call you? And so yeah, how do you see applying it?
I think like what you're talking about is a good example of like already being in the state of not understanding and not knowing, being that open. Because when you're open to guidance, that's how it can come. But if I say, no, I'm going to these cities and I'm going to meet these people, and when this is what I'm going to talk about, then you don't leave no room kind of for the unexpected or the miracle or like just random things to show up. So it's not so much like, oh, I don't know where I'm going, but yeah, just being open, and that openness brings everything else. And
Yeah, because I didn't know where I was technically going. I needed to know, but I was open to the experience of what it was going to be
Yeah.
and not like manipulating or controlling
Yeah.
how many people had to be at the workshops or how how much money I needed to make or how I needed to be with the organizers. It was more of a trust,
Mm-hmm.
a trust. Yeah.
For me, this lesson, what it brings up is kind of like how I can apply this in my life, which I haven't done too much so far, but
He hasn't
it's
done
nice.
anything.
It's
He
nice.
hasn't done. Listen, I have been telling him, "Have you done the lesson today?" He just read the lesson.
I'm putting this into practice as we learn, so
Listen, I'm sure you guys could relate. It's fine. We all do this. I'm just teasing you.
and for me it's yeah, it's just, sometimes when Maria walks up and she,
Careful.
has a certain situation in her life or emotions, I just it's good for me to be in a state of, I don't understand what anything means, because this moment clearly doesn't make sense to me right now, and it just takes away this judgment of like, look at that, why she's sad, or she's been sad for too long, but who am I to say how long she needs to be sad for to work through a certain emotion? So it's good to kind of give whoever we're with the space and the openness to be whoever they need to be. So I don't know what anything means, and I don't know if you're still watching or if you're bored by now. The display just dimmed, so
yeah, and this one is more.
I think it's a sign to get this
bye.
video to an end. But feel free to share something else.
Yeah, no, I don't understand anything I see in this room. Yeah, so no, I have nothing to share, but just I think that all these 3 lessons so far, if I could summarize them, is basically letting go of judgment of what you think things are or the meaning you give them, because we're like little kids, like thinking we know everything, we know it all, blah blah blah, and we give no space for the interpretation of spirit. So I just think that these 3 lessons are big on getting out of our own way and to knowing that there's so much more than this. There's just so much behind what we're seeing in the illusion, because we have so much interpretation, so much judgment, um, so much guilt, that it's just projected so hard that when we're just like innocent and like little kids filled with wonder, life is good.
Life is good.
Life is good.
And it also said in the introduction of the workbook, I'm not sure if you guys have read it, but definitely recommend it, that the workbook is divided into 2 sections. The first deals with the undoing of the way you see now, which is what we're doing. Like, I don't know what anything means. It says no meaning. I kind of like give everything the meaning. So we want to undo the way we see now. That's number 1. And then the second is, how do we acquire true perception? So now that I've undone all these judgments, how can I acquire a perception that is aligned with truth? But that's kind of like a little bit later. But a lot of people, a lot of guys out there are pros, and so I just want to throw that out there. So first it's the undoing, and then it's the aligning with the truth, true perception. So have a fabulous day wherever you are, and I don't know what that means. That's when I'm gonna press the stop button, because I don't want you.
Because you said that I don't even know where that came from. That you said when I'm sad, that you change the meaning. So now I'm being sad because no entiendo lo que dices.
So that's the time.
I don't know why he has to use me for his examples.
Bye.